Captain Aaron Vale sat in the cockpit of his starship, the Horizon, watching the swirling clouds of a strange nebula on the view screen. The nebula glowed with colors he had never seen before, shimmering greens and purples that twisted like silk in the void. Aaron was used to exploring uncharted space, but something about this sector felt different. There was a quiet hum in the ship's systems, almost like the ship itself was alive. "Computer, scan for hazards," Aaron said. The smooth voice of his AI assistant, Nara, responded instantly. "Scanning. Anomalies detected. High probability of meteor storm ahead. Trajectory requires immediate adjustment," Aaron frowned. He adjusted the ship's course, but the nebula's strange gravitational pull made the controls sluggish. The ship shuddered as a small meteor struck the hull. Warning lights flashed red. "This isn't good," he muttered. The meteors were larger than the scans predicted, and more were coming. Aaron's experience told him that the Horizon could survive small impacts, but this storm was growing fast. "Engage emergency thrusters," he commanded. The ship jolted forward, dodging one massive meteor, then another. But the damage was already serious. Sparks flew across the cockpit. "Systems failed one by one," Aaron gritted his teeth. "Nara, prepare for crash landing. Find a safe spot on the nearest planet." "Yes, Captain." "Scanning. Habitable zone detected. Coordinates calculated. Planet surface appears forested and unusual life signs present." Aaron exhaled sharply. A planet covered almost entirely in green. Dense forests, rivers that glowed faintly under the storm's light, and mountains that rose like ancient sentinels. He could see no signs of cities, no structures, just nature, untamed and vibrant. He guided the ship downward, the storm battering it like a relentless fist. The hull creaked and groaned, and warning lights flashed in chaotic patterns. Aaron gripped the controls, focusing every ounce of skill he had. He had survived many dangerous missions, but this felt like a test unlike any before. Finally, with a violent jolt, the Horizon crashed into the forest. Trees bent and snapped as the ship skidded across the ground. The engine sputtered and died. Dust and leaves settled around him. Silence fell, broken only by the groan of the damaged ship. Aaron's heart pounded, but he was alive. That was the first victory. He opened the cockpit hatch carefully, stepping out onto the alien soil. The air was thick and humid, with a scent that reminded him of earth rain but richer, sweeter. Strange flowers glowed faintly along the forest floor. Birds, or bird-like creatures, flitted through the trees, leaving trails of sparkling dust behind them. He pulled out his field scanner. "Nara, status report. Ship heavily damaged. Life support stable. External life forms detected. Approximately 10 beings within a 5-kilometer radius. Unknown species." Aaron froze. 10 beings? That could mean danger or rescue. He scanned the forest ahead, noticing movement between the trees. Tall, athletic figures emerged from the foliage. Their skin had a subtle bronze glow, their eyes sharp and alert. They wore clothing made of colorful fabrics interwoven with what seemed like advanced materials. Aaron's pulse quickened. "Stay calm," he told himself. "Observe before acting." The being stopped at a distance, watching him. Then one stepped forward. She was tall, imposing, and carried herself with a natural authority. Her eyes met Aaron's, calm but piercing. She spoke, her voice carrying easily through the forest. "We have waited 200 years. For you, to begin the hunt." Aaron blinked. "Wait, what?" The woman did not smile. "Do not fear. You are meant to be here. You are the one we have been waiting for." Aaron glanced around, confused. I don't understand. "Who are you?" "I am Chief Solara," she said. "You have arrived at the right time, Captain Aaron Vale. Come with us." "There is much to explain." Aaron hesitated. His instincts told him to be careful, but there was something in Solara's tone that felt sincere. He nodded slowly. "All right, lead the way." The group moved through the forest with effortless grace. Aaron followed, noticing the incredible harmony between the beings and the jungle. Flowers and vines seemed to part as they walked, trees bending slightly as if to welcome them. Birds and small creatures observed silently, yet without fear. Finally, they reached a clearing. In the center stood a structure that seemed alive. Towering trees intertwined with smooth metallic surfaces, forming buildings that glimmered with faint energy. Waterfalls flowed through the buildings as if they had always been part of the jungle. Aaron was amazed. This is incredible," he whispered. Solara nodded. "Our ancestors built this city centuries ago, blending nature and technology. Only those who are meant to find us can enter freely. You are one of them." Aaron felt a chill. There was something about this place, something almost sacred. Solara gestured for him to follow. You are safe here, but your journey has only begun. You must understand our history and why your arrival was foretold. They entered the city. Inside, the walls glowed softly with energy, and holographic symbols shimmered in the air. Aaron scanned them with his portable device, but the language was unfamiliar yet strangely understandable, almost as if it resonated with his mind. Solara guided him to a chamber filled with large crystal structures. Light passed through the crystals, creating a spectrum of colors across the floor. On a platform in the center lay ancient carvings, showing scenes of humans interacting with beings like Solara's people, hunting together, solving problems, and building incredible machines. Aaron stepped closer. These are humans? Yes, Solara said. Long ago, humans visited this planet. They taught our ancestors to survive, to create, to explore. But humans left. Many generations passed, and we waited for the return of one who could continue their work. That is you, Aaron shook his head. I'm just a space explorer. I'm not a hero. You are exactly who we need, Solara interrupted gently. You possess the qualities of our first teachers, courage, curiosity, and the ability to think beyond limits. That is why the hunt is waiting. Aaron's brow furrowed. The hunt? Solara's eyes softened. Yes. The hunt is a sacred test designed to challenge mind, body, and heart. Our ancestors created it to prepare those who could lead us in times of great danger. You have arrived at the right time to take this test. Aaron felt a mixture of awe and fear. A sacred test, him? He had faced space storms, asteroid fields, and hostile planets, but this felt different. It was personal. What if I fail? He asked quietly. Solara smiled faintly. You will not fail, Captain. Humans are clever, adaptable, and compassionate. The hunt is meant to bring out the best in you, not destroy you. But first you must rest. Tomorrow your journey truly begins. Aaron nodded, still absorbing everything. He was led to a small dwelling carved into the trees, simple but comfortable. As he lay down on the soft bed, he looked out at the glowing forest beyond. The creatures moved gracefully. The waterfalls sparkled in the moonlight, and he realized that he was not alone in the universe. He had arrived at a place of wonder, a place of challenge, and a place that had been waiting for him. For the first time in a long while, Aaron felt a spark of excitement, of purpose. As he drifted into sleep, he wondered what the next day would bring. The hunt, the prophecy, the adventure of a lifetime. And deep inside, he knew that humanity had once again reached a place where courage, ingenuity, and heart would be the deciding factors for survival and greatness. Outside, the forest seemed to hum softly, as if acknowledging his presence. Somewhere deep within, Aaron felt it too, a quiet promise that this was only the beginning. Aaron Vale awoke to the soft glow of the Amazon jungle outside his dwelling. The air was heavy with the scent of exotic flowers and damp earth. Birds with shimmering feathers sang in melodies that seemed almost like music. He sat up and stretched, remembering Chief Solara's words from the night before. The hunt, a sacred test, prepared for me. He felt a mixture of fear and excitement. In all his years as a space explorer, he had faced unknown worlds, meteor storms, and hostile environments. But this was different. The challenge was not just survival. It was a test of mind, body, and heart, and it had been waiting for him. A soft knock came at his door. Captain Vale? Solara's voice called. Aaron opened the door to see her standing tall, calm, and commanding. It is time, she said. You will learn our ways, and we will prepare you for the hunt. It is not just a challenge, it is your path here. Aaron followed her through the glowing city. The forest and metal structures intertwined beautifully, waterfalls flowing through the streets, bridges connecting tree houses and towers. The Amazons moved gracefully, interacting with the environment in ways that seemed impossible. Plants and machines responded to their touch, creating a harmony that Aaron had never imagined. They arrived at a training area, an open space with natural and technological obstacles combined. Trees grew through the platforms while energy barriers shifted to create complex paths. Other Amazons gathered, watching Aaron with curiosity and respect. Solara spoke to the group in a language Aaron could not understand. Then she turned to him. They will guide you. You will learn our methods and you will adapt. That is why you are here. Aaron swallowed his nerves. Adapt. I can do that. The first exercise was simple yet challenging. Aaron was instructed to navigate a path suspended above a glowing river, using balance, timing, and agility. The Amazons demonstrated fluid movements, leaping and climbing with ease. Aaron tried to copy them, slipping several times, but he kept going. Each attempt made him more aware of his surroundings and more confident in his own abilities. After the physical training, Solara introduced him to mental challenges. She presented puzzles embedded in floating holographic crystals. Each puzzle required observation, logic, and creativity to solve. Aaron quickly realized that brute strength alone would not help him here. He learned to combine human ingenuity with the Amazon's wisdom. "You see, Captain," Solara said during a break, "our hunt tests not just the body, but the mind and spirit. Our ancestors designed it to prepare for threats beyond this world. Only one with cleverness and compassion can succeed." Aaron nodded, understanding more with each word. He had always relied on his problem-solving skills during space missions, but now he realized that the stakes were different. Failure was not just personal. It would mean missing an opportunity to guide these people who had waited so long. Days passed quickly. Aaron trained in climbing massive trees, crossing unstable platforms, and learning the Amazons' unique ways of moving silently through the jungle. They taught him to observe subtle signs in nature. A bent leaf could indicate a hidden obstacle. A ripple in the water could warn of a creature nearby. He began to see the jungle as a living partner, not just a dangerous place. During meals, he listened to the Amazons' stories of their ancestors. They spoke of humans who had visited centuries ago, teaching them how to survive, explore, and create. But the humans left and the Amazons waited, keeping the prophecy alive in their hearts. They believed one human would return to guide them when the time came. Aaron had arrived at that time. One evening, as the sky turned deep violet and the bioluminescent flowers glowed brightly, Solara approached him. "You are learning quickly, Aaron, but there is something more you must understand about the hunt." Aaron looked at her. "What is it?" "The hunt is not a competition against us or even against the creatures of this planet," she explained. "It is a challenge against the unknown. It tests your courage, your wisdom, and your ability to act with kindness and intelligence. Our ancestors designed it to reveal not only your strength but your character. You must lead with your mind and heart, not just your hands." Aaron nodded slowly. He had faced danger many times, but he realized that this challenge required more than courage. It required trust, understanding, and respect for life itself. The next day, Solara introduced him to the first real simulation of the hunt. It was a part of the jungle filled with bioengineered creatures, fast, clever, and unpredictable. Aaron was not allowed to fight them directly. Instead, he had to find ways to navigate the area, avoid danger, and complete tasks using observation, planning, and creativity. The first trial was to cross a river filled with shifting energy barriers and moving platforms while avoiding sensors that triggered alarms. Aaron hesitated at first, watching the patterns carefully. Then he took a deep breath and moved forward. Step by step, he timed his jumps, adjusted his balance, and even used branches and vines to reach distant platforms. By the time he reached the other side, he was exhausted but exhilarated. Solara and the Amazons watched silently. "You are learning faster than expected," Solara said. "Humans have an incredible ability to adapt. That is why you are here." Aaron felt a surge of pride but remained focused. He knew the challenges would grow harder and the hunt was only beginning. Over the next few days, Aaron continued to train. He learned to read the forest, to understand the behavior of the creatures, and to use tools creatively. He built simple devices to distract or guide creatures without harming them. He worked alongside the Amazons who taught him new techniques and shared their knowledge generously. During one exercise, a young Amazon named Leora got trapped in a net set by the simulation. Without thinking, Aaron rushed to help, using a clever trick to free her. She looked at him with admiration. "You are different from other humans," she said. "You think and act with care." That is what the prophecy spoke of. Aaron smiled, realizing that he was starting to belong here. The Amazons were not just warriors, they were teachers, friends, and guides. And he was beginning to understand why they had waited so long for him. One evening, Solara took him to a high cliff overlooking the entire forest. The city shimmered below, intertwined with waterfalls, bridges, and glowing trees. The view was breathtaking. "You see this, Aaron?" Solara asked. "This is our world. Beautiful, strong, and full of life. But it is also fragile. The hunt will prepare you to protect it and to lead us when the time comes. Our ancestors knew that one day, a human would arrive to help us face the challenges beyond this world. That is why we waited. Aaron gazed at the forest, feeling the weight of responsibility. I will do my best, he said quietly. I will not let you down. Solara placed a hand on his shoulder. We do not expect perfection. We expect effort, courage, and wisdom. That is all any of us can give. And you have those qualities in abundance. Aaron spent the night thinking about her words. He realized that the hunt was not just a test of skill. It was a preparation for something much bigger. Something that could affect not just this planet, but perhaps the galaxy itself. By the next morning, Aaron felt ready to face the challenges ahead. The training had transformed him. He was stronger, wiser, and more aware of the world around him. He understood that success in the hunt would require his intelligence, empathy, and creativity as much as his physical abilities. As he stepped into the clearing where the first phase of the hunt would begin, the Amazons gathered around him, watching with respect and expectation. Solara raised her hand and the energy barriers that marked the starting point of the hunt glowed brightly. This is the beginning, Captain Vale, she said. Your journey has started. The hunt awaits, and with it the chance to show what humanity can achieve. Aaron took a deep breath and stepped forward, ready to face whatever the jungle, the challenges, and the creatures of the hunt would throw at him. For the first time in a long while, he felt not just fear but purpose. He realized that humans were not just explorers. They were thinkers, leaders, and heroes capable of shaping entire worlds. And with that thought, the first stage of the hunt began. The morning sun broke through the jungle canopy, scattering golden light across the forest floor. Captain Aaron Vale tightened his gear and took a deep breath. Today was the day. The hunt, the sacred test that had waited centuries for a human, was beginning. He stood at the edge of a vast clearing where strange glowing markers outlined the starting area. Tall trees loomed around, their branches twisting in unusual patterns. From the shadows, movement hinted at the creatures that would challenge him. But Aaron was ready. His training with the Amazons had sharpened his mind, strengthened his body, and opened his eyes to the secrets of the jungle. Chief Solara approached him, her expression calm but intense. Remember, Captain, the hunt is not a battle of strength alone. The creatures, the forest, the puzzles, they test your ingenuity, your courage, and your compassion. Use all that you have learned. Aaron nodded. I understand. I won't rush blindly. I'll think, observe, and act carefully. She gave a small smile. Good, then begin. Aaron stepped forward. Instantly, the jungle seemed alive. The ground beneath him shifted subtly, revealing pathways that were not visible before. Glowing plants lit his way, while vines moved as if guiding him forward. He realized that the jungle itself was part of the test. The first challenge appeared quickly. A river blocked his path, its surface shimmering with a strange energy. He noticed platforms floating above the water, but they moved unpredictably. A wrong step could drop him into the river. Aaron paused, observing the patterns of movement. He remembered the lessons from Solara. Watch first, then act. He jumped onto the first platform, timing his movements with care. Each step required precision and calm. He noticed small vines growing nearby, their tips glowing faintly. Using them like ropes, he adjusted his balance and made it across the river without a single slip. On the other side, a narrow canyon awaited, lined with sensors and energy barriers. Aaron crouched low, moving silently through the shadows. The barriers shifted with mechanical precision, requiring him to think several steps ahead. He realized that brute force would do nothing here. It was a test of planning and observation. Aaron reached the end of the canyon and paused to catch his breath. His heart raced, but his mind was sharp. Then a rustling sound came from the trees. He turned to see a creature emerging, a biomechanical predator sleek and fast with glowing eyes that seemed to study him as much as he studied it. It was unlike anything Aaron had seen before. Its movements were precise, intelligent, almost like it was thinking. He remembered Solara's words. The hunt tests your creativity and compassion, not just strength. Aaron didn't panic. He observed the creature carefully. It moved toward him slowly, testing him, but he noticed patterns in its steps. He picked up a nearby stick and created a simple device to distract it, a small mechanical noisemaker that drew the creature's attention. Using this, he guided it along a different path and slipped past safely. The deeper he went into the forest, the more complex the challenges became. Biomechanical creatures moved silently through the trees. Puzzles were embedded in natural structures, and hidden traps tested both his perception and patience. Aaron used everything he had learned, the Amazon techniques, his own ingenuity, and his ability to remain calm under pressure. At one point, he came to a clearing filled with massive vines that formed a living maze. The path forward was blocked by a series of swinging obstacles glowing faintly. Aaron analyzed the patterns, timing his movements perfectly. He even used fallen branches to trigger some of the obstacles in advance, clearing a safe passage. As he moved forward, he noticed a young Amazon, Leora, observing him from a distance. She had been sent to follow his progress and learn from him. Aaron realized that the hunt was not only about his abilities but also about showing leadership and teaching by example. Further into the jungle, the challenges grew more dangerous and clever. One trial required him to solve a puzzle embedded in a tree trunk. The tree had hundreds of glowing nodes, each connected by energy lines. Aaron studied the connections, noticing patterns that resembled constellations he had seen in space. Using logic and creativity, he aligned the nodes correctly, opening a hidden passage. The next challenge was a swift-moving cliffside, where Aaron had to jump across unstable ledges. The wind howled through the canyon, and the biomechanical predators watched from a distance. He timed each jump carefully, relying on agility, focus, and steady breathing. Halfway through, he slipped slightly, but he caught himself on a protruding branch. He smiled, realizing that even mistakes could be lessons if approached wisely. Finally, Aaron arrived at the deepest part of the jungle, the sacred zone. Here the forest was thick, the air humid and heavy with energy. Biomechanical predators of every size and shape observed him from the shadows. They were intelligent, adaptive, and relentless. Yet Aaron did not falter. He noticed something extraordinary. The predators were not mindless. They responded to his actions, avoided harm, and even seemed to test him. This was a lesson from the Amazons. The hunt was a measure of humanity's ability to understand and coexist with other life forms, not dominate them. Aaron approached the final trial, a massive predator, larger and more intelligent than any he had faced before. Its eyes glowed with curiosity, and it moved with careful precision, matching his every step. Aaron realized that this was the ultimate test. The creature could not be defeated by force. It had to be outsmarted. He studied its patterns, noticing subtle movements and behavioral cues. Using his knowledge of the jungle and his understanding of Amazon techniques, he created a diversion, guiding the creature into a harmless trap designed to test strategy rather than violence. The predator paused, considered, and then moved along the intended path. Aaron had succeeded not by strength but by intelligence, observation, and care. The jungle seemed to quiet. The birds, the glowing plants, and even the distant waterfalls seemed to acknowledge his achievement. Aaron felt a deep sense of satisfaction. He had not only survived the hunt but demonstrated the qualities that made humans unique: creativity, adaptability, and compassion. From the shadows, Chief Solara and the Amazons appeared. They moved gracefully toward him, their expressions a mixture of pride and admiration. Solara stepped forward. "You have done more than succeed, Captain. You have shown what humans are capable of: wisdom, courage, and respect for life. You are worthy of the prophecy." Aaron felt a surge of relief and pride. He had trained hard, learned new ways of thinking, and relied on his instincts and knowledge. But he also knew that the real reward was deeper, the understanding that humans could rise to challenges not by domination, but by thoughtfulness, creativity, and heart. Solara placed a hand on his shoulder. The hunt was only the beginning. There is more to learn, more to face, and more to protect. Our ancestors prepared this challenge so that one day, a human could guide us in times of great need. That day is now, Aaron nodded. He felt a strong connection to the Amazons and their world. This planet, its creatures, and its people had waited for him, and he was determined not to fail them. As night fell, the jungle glowed with bioluminescent light, creating a breathtaking view of a world alive with energy and mystery. Aaron sat by a small stream, reflecting on the day's trials. He realized that the hunt had taught him more than he had imagined. It had tested his mind, body, and spirit, and it had proven that humans could rise to challenges beyond technology, beyond weapons, and beyond fear. The forest around him seemed to hum softly, as if acknowledging his presence. Aaron knew that this was only the start. The ultimate challenges still awaited, but he felt ready. Humans were explorers, thinkers, and leaders, and today he had proven it. He looked up at the stars, visible through the gaps in the jungle canopy. Somewhere out there, other civilizations awaited, unaware that humanity had the courage, intelligence, and heart to face them. And here, on this Amazon planet, Aaron had taken the first step toward fulfilling a prophecy that had waited 200 years. Tomorrow, he would learn more about the greater purpose of the hunt. But tonight he allowed himself a moment of peace. He had faced the forest, the creatures, and the unknown, and he had succeeded. The jungle whispered its approval. Aaron smiled, knowing that he was not just surviving. He was proving that humans were capable of greatness. The hunt had begun, and humanity was already rising to meet it. The sun rose slowly over the Amazon jungle, bathing the towering trees and glowing rivers in soft golden light. Captain Aaron Vale stood at the edge of the sacred zone, his heart steady but alert. The hunt had taken him through rivers, cliffs, living mazes, and clever creatures. He had learned, adapted, and succeeded. But now, the ultimate challenge awaited. The final trial, the apex of the hunt. Chief Solara approached him, calm and proud. "This is the last stage, Aaron. You will face the greatest of our creatures. It is not a test of strength alone. It is a test of your mind, your courage, and your heart." Aaron nodded. "I understand. I'm ready." The clearing ahead was massive. Trees arched high above, their leaves glowing with soft bioluminescence. Vines hung like ropes from the branches, moving subtly as if alive. In the center of the clearing, the air shimmered. From the shadows, a creature emerged, larger and more intelligent than any Aaron had faced. Its body was a combination of natural and mechanical elements, sleek and powerful. Its eyes glowed with a curious intelligence, watching him closely. Aaron studied it. The creature did not move aggressively. Instead, it observed, testing him. He remembered Solara's words. The hunt was a challenge, not a battle. Success would not come from brute force, but from observation, creativity, and careful action. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The creature mirrored his movements, moving gracefully and precisely. Aaron noticed patterns in its behavior. Small pauses, slight tilts of the head, shifts in weight. He realized that the creature was learning from him as much as he was learning from it. Aaron picked up a nearby branch, not as a weapon, but as a tool. He fashioned a simple device to guide the creature without harm, using light and sound to communicate. Step by step, he led the creature through a series of challenges that tested both of them. Moving platforms, shifting energy barriers, and puzzles embedded in the trees. The creature responded to his actions, adapting without aggression. Aaron felt a connection forming, not of domination, but of understanding. For the first time, he saw clearly what the Amazons meant. The hunt was not to conquer, but to demonstrate intelligence, respect, and harmony. After hours of careful navigation and problem-solving, Aaron reached the final point, a towering platform at the heart of the clearing. The creature followed, pausing briefly as if acknowledging his achievement. Aaron realized that he had completed the hunt, not by defeating the creature but by working with it. He had shown patience, cleverness, and compassion. From the shadows, the Amazons emerged, their expressions filled with pride and admiration. Chief Solara stepped forward. "You have done more than succeed, Aaron Vale. You have fulfilled the prophecy. You have proven that humans are capable of greatness, not through force but through intelligence, courage, and heart." Aaron felt a rush of relief and pride. He had trained hard, adapted to an alien world, and faced challenges designed to test every part of him. But he also understood something deeper. Humanity had the ability to rise to challenges far greater than survival. Humans could think, create, and lead with empathy. Solara raised her hand, and the jungle around them seemed to respond. The bioluminescent plants glowed brighter, the rivers sparkled, and the trees swayed gently as if celebrating. "The hunt was only a preparation," Solara said. "A preparation for what is to come. Our ancestors foresaw challenges beyond this planet, threats that only a human mind could help us face. That is why we waited 200 years. Aaron nodded. He understood now that this was bigger than the hunt. This was about guiding a civilization, protecting a world, and preparing for the unknown. He felt a deep sense of purpose, something he had never felt in all his years of exploration. Over the next days, Aaron worked closely with the Amazons. He shared his knowledge of space technology and problem-solving, while learning from their wisdom, culture, and harmony with nature. Together, they developed strategies, explored hidden parts of the planet, and prepared for future challenges that might come from beyond the stars. Aaron marveled at the Amazons' technology. It was advanced yet perfectly balanced with nature. Their cities were alive, growing organically alongside the jungle. He realized that humanity could learn much from them, just as they had learned from humans centuries ago. One evening, as the sky turned deep violet and the glowing rivers reflected the stars, Aaron and Solara stood on a cliff overlooking the city. "You have done well, Aaron," she said softly. "Not just because you survived the hunt, but because you showed what humans truly are. You are thinkers, creators, and leaders. You are what our ancestors hoped for." Aaron smiled. "I only did what I could. You and your people taught me so much. Together, I think we can achieve even greater things." Solara nodded. "That is the beginning of our alliance. The prophecy is fulfilled, but the journey has just begun. There are challenges beyond this planet that will require both humans and Amazons. Together, we can face them." Aaron felt a sense of excitement and responsibility. He thought of Earth, of humanity, and of the vast galaxy waiting to be explored. He realized that the Amazons' trust in humans was not misplaced. Humans had the ability to adapt, to think creatively, and to act with heart. And now he had proven it. The following weeks were filled with cooperation and preparation. Aaron helped the Amazons improve their communication networks, adapt technology for efficiency, and plan for exploration beyond their planet. In return, he learned ancient survival techniques, jungle navigation, and methods to communicate with the biomechanical creatures that lived in harmony with the forest. Aaron became more than a visitor. He became a bridge between two worlds. He saw firsthand that humans could not only survive in alien environments but could lead, teach, and create harmony where there was once fear and uncertainty. One morning, Solara gathered the Amazons and Aaron for a ceremonial gathering. "Today," she said, "we honor not just the prophecy but the spirit of humanity that has arrived to guide us. Captain Aaron Vale has proven that one human can inspire hope, wisdom, and courage across worlds." The Amazons cheered, their voices echoing through the glowing jungle. Aaron felt a warmth in his chest, a deep pride in being part of something greater than himself. He looked at the forest, the rivers, and the stars beyond. Humanity was not just explorers of space. They were innovators, protectors, and friends of life in all forms. Solara turned to him. "You may return to your world, Aaron, if you choose. But know this, the doors of our world will always be open to humans. You are part of our history now, and together we will face the future." Aaron nodded, humbled and grateful. "I will return," he said, "but I will also carry your lessons, your wisdom, and your trust with me. The galaxy will know that humanity is capable of great things, not through war or power, but through intelligence, courage, and heart." As the sun set, casting long shadows through the jungle, Aaron stood with the Amazons, gazing at the glowing rivers and the living city. He felt the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of possibility. The hunt had prepared him, not just for survival, but for leadership, for alliance, and for the chance to show the galaxy the true potential of humans. In the quiet of the night, the forest seemed to whisper a soft promise. Aaron knew that this was only the beginning. There would be challenges, unknown worlds, and dangers to face, but humans were ready. They could think, adapt, and rise to greatness wherever they went. Aaron Vale smiled, feeling the presence of both the Amazons and his own species. Humanity had waited, and now it was their time to shine. The hunt had ended, but a new adventure, one of discovery, alliance, and hope, was just beginning. The stars above sparkled like a million possibilities, and below the Amazon jungle thrived, alive with light, life, and the knowledge that humans and Amazons together could face any challenge the universe could offer. Aaron took one last look at the sacred zone, feeling a deep connection to the planet, its people, and the prophecy fulfilled. He knew that the future held incredible adventures, but he was ready. Humanity was ready, and in that moment Captain Aaron Vale understood the truth that the Amazons had waited 200 years to prove. Humans were not just survivors. They were leaders, thinkers, and heroes capable of shaping entire worlds. The jungle hummed softly in agreement, a living witness to the triumph of human spirit. And as Aaron prepared for the journeys yet to come, he knew that the hunt had not just tested him, it had elevated humanity itself.